Hello everybody, welcome to Filmmaking today. Boy and Dulabic here. So, are you looking for a dual channel wireless microphone system? Alright, stay tuned. Alright guys, so before we get going, just the usual housekeeping. This item was sent to me by Godsome, the company behind the Mirfak audio products, and they sent it to me free of charge for this video. However, as always, they're not reviewing this video before it's being published, and all the opinions you're going to hear are my own. So, let's get started. This is the WE10 Pro by Mirfak Audio, a dual transmitter wireless microphone system that works at a distance of up to 50 meters. Each of the transmitters have also a built-in mic. Let's take a closer look at the box and what comes in it. So here's the box. Inside you will find a receiver, the two transmitters, and here's the manual, and inside are all the accessories. This is the USB-C cable to charge all devices. These are the cables to connect the receiver to either a phone or camera. Two lav mics, one for each of the transmitters. Two dead cats. And a pouch to carry everything. And here's everything at once. Let's take a closer look at the hardware. The receiver has an LCD display to show recording levels, battery status, and low-cut filter levels. On the other side is the on-off button, headphone, and line out. On the back is a clip to attach this to a hot shoe mount. On the other side you will find a button to adjust the decibel levels, to mute the mic, adjust the low-cut filter, and USB-C to charge and upgrade the device. Let's take a closer look at one of the transmitters. On the side you will find an on-off button, various indicator lights, and a mic input. On the back there's also a clip. And on the other side you will find an on-off switch to record audio to the SD card, a micro SD card slot, and USB-C. On top there is a built-in mic. Now let's see how to operate the transmitter and receiver. To turn on the receiver, simply push the on-off button for a few seconds. To adjust decibel levels, simply push the button on the side and you can adjust from 3, 6, -18, -6, and 0. To mute it, push the button and then push again to unmute. To adjust low-cut filter, push the button and it goes from 170, 230, and 0. On the transmitter, same thing. Push the on-off button for a few seconds and the line indicator light will light up. If you'd like to record to the SD card, just switch to rec and the device will start recording immediately. Just make sure you have an SD card inside each of the transmitters, and when you're done, don't forget to switch it back to stop. When the device is recording to the SD card, the record indicator light will be solid blue. Now let's run some tests and hear what the mic sounds like. Alright guys, so here I am outside shooting my favorite environment. Lots of going on here, birds, water, you name it. So right now I am shooting with the lav mic right here, and it's hooked up to my camera obviously. I'm on -6 decibel on the actual device. My camera is also set to -6, so I'm looking at the levels. This should be just fine. So I'm just going to be quiet for a little bit just so you can hear my environment. All right, so that's what that sounds like. So we'll be right back, and I'll turn on the low-cut filter, and I'll set it to 170. Right now it's on 0, and we'll hear what that sounds like. So now we're back, and I got the low-cut filter set to 170. So this is what that sounds like. I'm looking at the levels, and they look basically the same. And this, yeah, should be all good. So we'll be right back, and I'm going to set it to 230, and we're going to hear what that sounds like. I'm just going to be quiet for just a little bit. There's some kind of an airplane, I think, somewhere up there. It's definitely noisy, so I'm not sure if you can pick that up. Okay, we'll be right back. All right, so here we are. I've got it now set to 230 for the low-cut filter. That's what that sounds like. And yeah, same environment, same everything else. And I'm just going to be quiet for a little bit so you can hear. Okay, there's some geese over here. Not sure if you can pick that up or not, but that's what that sounds like. So I'll be right back, and I'm gonna use the built-in mic right here, and we're gonna hear what that sounds like without the windscreen or the dead cat, and then with the dead cat. So, be right back. All right, so right now I'm using the built-in mic right here, obviously without any dead cat. I did have to adjust the volume on the actual receiver, so it's down to -18 from -6, because it was definitely much louder once I started using this guy. So something to keep in mind, and I'm just going to be quiet again. All right, so that's what that sounds like, and we'll be right back, and I'm going to put on the dead cat. All right, so we're back now. I've got the dead cat on right here, so this is the difference. Hopefully you can hear the difference. All the other settings are the same. Low cut filter is off, and it's -18 decibel on the actual receiver. So that's what that sounds like. I'm just going to be quiet for a little bit. Okay, so here we go. That's what that sounds like, and yeah. All right, and the last test that I'm gonna do, I am recording right now onto the SD card as well. So right now you hear me from the actual lav mic, so I'm gonna now switching it over to the actual backup, the SD card backup. So this is what that sounds like, and I'm just gonna be, again, quiet for a little bit. Okay, so that's what that sounds like, and now let's go back to the studio. All right, guys, so here we are back in studio. I am also wearing the mic right now. Got the lav mic going on here, hooked up to my camera as always, and I am on -6 decibel on the actual device and on my camera as well. So all in all, I mean, the quality to me sounds really good. You know, can't complain about that. You know, what kind of a setup you want to do in terms of, do you want to use the lav mic, do you want to use the built-in mic? That's up to you. Obviously the lav mic will sound better than the built-in mic. I mean, that's just, you know, it is, you know, that makes sense, because obviously you're going to have it closer to your mouth and all that stuff. So to me, this is my preferred setup, to have that going on. However, I do love the fact that you have the mic on there, because having two mics, two, does allow you to use this. For example, if you have, you know, you're shooting a wedding or whatever it is, and maybe you position the mics in different spots if you want to catch speeches or, you know, whatever it is, in the film project, no different, right? If you have a dialogue scene and you want to hide the two mics somewhere, you know, they're nice, small, and definitely works. You will have to have line of sight, so keep that in mind. This will not work through walls, right? That's not what this is designed for. It is designed for an interview style. It is designed for, like I said, if a wedding, as long as there's line of sight, you're shooting a scene, you know, line of sight, that kind of stuff. So for that, it's gonna do just fine. The backup is great, the backup feature. It does record in one, I'm gonna put it right here, what it actually records in terms of the quality. So it's not the highest quality, but you know, it's still, you know, it still works fine. So you can definitely make use of it for, you know, whatever your purpose of it is. So yeah, all in all, it's definitely great. If you bought the single pack, which is the non-pro version, there's really not a lot of differences between those two. One of the differences is the single version, the non-pro version, will record at a slightly lower quality when it comes to the backup, right? The audio that gets recorded on the micro SD card. And again, I'll put it right somewhere down here, what the two differences are. And obviously you're gonna have two mics versus one with the Pro. But beyond that, not a big difference. Also, one thing to keep in mind, I did a video on the non-pro version not that long ago, and I mentioned that the one drawback is that it records really hot, right? So even at the lowest setting, it still comes in a little too hot. Well, they fixed that. So they sent me a, I'm assuming it's a beta release, a firmware update that I installed, and it definitely fixed that problem. So if you have yours, just, you know, hang in there, keep checking their website, the Mirfak audio website.com. I'll put it in the description, and you know, they should have it at some point there. So definitely keep checking. And yeah, beyond that, I mean, it just depends what you're looking for, whether you want the single or the professional one. In my opinion, since the you know, if you have the money, obviously, it's not a huge price difference between those two, and it's always good to have two mics versus one, right? You can always use it as a single, like I did here, so that's not a problem. So yeah, that's that. Quality is definitely there. I can definitely recommend it. Ease of use, just like the original or the single one. You turn it on, turn on the receiver, turn on the transmitter, and they sync up, and that's it. It takes a couple of seconds, and that's it. There's really no problems there. And yeah, this is the audio. You've heard the audio, what it sounds like outside, indoor. It does a pretty good job for a variety of applications. So that's it, guys. Links to everything will be in the description, so check those out as always. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, tell your friends, all that good stuff, and stay tuned for more. Thanks.